All right, guys. YouTube shut down my pokerpro.us.com YouTube channel, so I'm going to restart it up. I'm kind of irked because they never gave me a reason why. But we're going to try this again, and then this time I'll make sure I save all of my videos. I didn't save them all, which kind of irks me as well. Yeah, I don't know why. So anyway, we're back here in Vegas, and we're down here for the WSOP. I'm starting off the first day playing a Moneymaker event over at the MGM $400 buy-in PLO tournament, and we're going to see how we do in this. These are going to be pretty brief. I'm not going to ramble on too much. Just kind of put some vlogs out there as far as my trip out here and how things go, and hopefully you'll pick up a few pointers along the way. And I also want to turn around and let you all know that all my training videos, including some additional ones I added, are still available. You have to go to pokerpro.us.com, click the link on that front page. It takes you to the Patreon section of the website, and basically what it is it's $3 per training video. They're all laid out. I can explain what they all are talking about. One is like all your pre-flop ranges and 3-betting ranges you should be playing in PLO, for example. Another one's tournament tips. You know, there's a lot of different videos on there, all training. $3 a video, or for $7 a month, you can have access to everything. I'm slowly uploading the videos. There's probably 10, 15 in there now. There will be hundreds eventually, because I got to slowly start adding some, and then there's some I'm going to add. So if that takes off, that would be really nice. I'm also planning on, for the video, adding a what do you call that? Basically a Monker solver, but pre-solved solutions for PLO. Right now, for pre-solved solutions for PLO, you have to go to Run It Once or PLO Mastermind, and that's a couple $100 a month. I'm going to do it for far cheaper than that. There's no way people should have to pay that kind of money. So I'm going to offer that at a lot more reasonable rate. And I am looking for some help as far as anyone that's a software engineer, software expert that can help me work on the software for that. Message me and get a hold of me so we can talk. All right, guys, see how things go today. Yes, do not go to Ellis Island. I've never stayed there before, but they have a 3 p.m. check-in time, and they will make you wait those 3 hours. And while you're waiting, you could get in earlier, but you have to pay like a $50 early check-in fee, which is, I hate the nickel and diamond shit these places do in Vegas. Add to it that I get checked in and I go get some food at the front yard they have there, and I got some food, chicken sandwich, etc. Sat around, and they had the UFC fight on. I went in there, nobody said nothing to me, nothing was posted, so I just went in there, watched some of the fight, didn't even watch the main event, left, and the guy who was the bartender, who was by the room, there was not good service. Usually it is there, but this guy was not good. He turned around and said, "Hey, you got to spend $65 minimum because the UFC fight's on." I'm like, "Well, nobody told me." And he's like, "Well, you got to pay it." And he's like, "Hey," so I called over to the head lady and he's like, "She told you at the door." I'm like, "Nobody told me nothing." And she's like, "Call security." I'm like, "Nobody told me nothing. I'm not paying it." And they were treating me like a criminal, wanting to call in security and all this stuff. I just took off. I thought it was absolutely ridiculous. I did not, nowhere was it posted. And so that nickel and diamond shit, you go into a place watching TV, nobody says nothing to me, I'm not going to pay it. If I knew, I would have just turned around and got food somewhere else. So just irks me what Vegas has turned into. All this nickel and diamond shit is just, and if it's wrong like that, I just ain't paying it. So it's like, it reminds me of places in Miami that have a mandatory tip, and you don't find out till after you get the bill. And the service wasn't good. You ain't getting nothing. Sorry. And I walked out one time and didn't pay the tip, and they were all upset. And I'm like, you ain't nickel diamond me to death. And it really has nothing to do with money. I could be a billionaire and I ain't paying it. Because it's just a matter of, you gotta, if there's nickel and diamond crap like that, you gotta tell people up there. Don't feel obligated to have to pay it. Enough of that, huh? What we got? Crawfish? Not your daddy. I'm not your daddy. And we got Buffalo Wild Wings. All right, we're ready. Waiting for the PLO to start. Real quick, first break here. Had a good triple up, it looked like it. Top set and held. Most interesting hand was I raised an early position with kings with a suit. And bet the flop on like a jack 7-5 board with 2 diamonds. And the one kid called me. Turn was a queen, and he led pot into me. And there's like all kinds of draws out there now. There's just straight draws, flush draws, and I know he'll bet his draws. And I wasn't sure really with the kings, so I ended up calling with just kings. No other draws really. He bet close to pot, and the river was an ace, and it was as again Queen Jack 7 was on the board like a 3. Turn was a queen again, and the river was an ace, and he checked. I mean, it was on me first. Excuse me, and he was so scared. I'm like, he's probably scared I have aces because I raised pre in early position. I wasn't sure I'd call him on the turn. Plus, not only that, I had king 9, and I blocked with my 2 kings there at Broadway. I could easily have king 10 there, and I can easily have aces there. So I went check, and he's like, oh God, thank God, I thought you had aces. That is a spot where I really need a bluff. I did not take. I should have bluffed there. He bet pot, and he's got to fold because the straight comes in, aces come in. Not happy at all with how I played that. I blocked the straight. I could easily have aces. So that's a spot I missed. So, like, oops, meter, bing. One spot I missed. I should have taken. That's it. I'm running forward. Okay, so I'm out. I'm not happy at all with how I played. One move I made was the flop was king 10 deuce with like 2 diamonds. Got checked all the way around. I have queen jack 7. The turn was a 10. There's only 3 of us in the pot. This is a good spot to bluff because I can rep the 10 pretty easily. So I bet 2/3 pot on the turn, and I had a check call from one guy. The river was a queen, which gives me showdown value. It gives me a pair of queens, but I checked and he checked back, and it was just the worst fucking check ever. I was repping a 10. I got to continue repping a 10. Just because I have showdown value doesn't mean I should just give up on my bluff. I pot. All he had was ace king. He's got a fold there if I pot the river. So I do not like at all how I just didn't follow through on the bluff. Same thing happened another time when it came queen jack deuce, and I had ace 8 of hearts, and so it went. He bet pre-flop raiser bet. I called. Turn was an ace, which brought in king 10, and he checked to me. I could tell he doesn't have king 10, so I bet close to pot. He calls. The river was like something blank. I didn't hit my flush. There was 2 hearts on the flop, by the way. And I went check. I'm like, same damn thing. I'm representing king 10. I know he doesn't have king 10. I pot the river. I take it down. Those are 2 big mistakes where I'm running a bluff on the turn, and I didn't continue on the river. One I had showdown value, one I missed. You've got to continue your bluffs. I'm not happy at all how I played. And then basically we had a guy that raises a lot. He raised on the button, and I looked down at ace 9 with the diamonds. So I was raised to like 3,500. Call. I potted to 15,000. And the original limper in early position, he calls, the button calls, the other guy calls, so now it's a 60,000 pot. And I only got like 30 behind. Flop is queen 10-5 with just rainbow. I feel like there's a lot of straight draws here. I'm going to double check it, but I really feel like I have to put it in here with aces, not give a free card to just any random hand that can hit something. I know I'm probably up against a lot of straight draws that call me. That's kind of their range, is jack 9, king jack, that kind of stuff. Well, the one guy who originally raised had queen 10-10 dupes or something. So apparently he raised on the button and called 15,000. He potted it to 3,000, called the repot to 15,000, and he was bitching how other people play. So, I mean, I was against 3 others on a different board, like 6, 7, 8 with 2 hearts or something. I just fold. With that board, I think it's correct to put it in with aces. I'm going to double check it. But plus, I blocked the straight draws. I have 2 9s in my hand. It came queen 10. So, having 2 9s in my hand is a good thing. But what you going to do?
lost it, and ace didn't hold all she wrote, unfortunately. So hopefully this was helpful. I thought that was pretty interesting. Learned on some spots where I should have bluffed, and yes, I bluffed on the turn, should have bluffed on the river twice, where I really feel like it would have worked. So we'll see if I rebuy or not. I'm not sure yet. So I'm gonna get some food in me. I really shouldn't have rebought. I ended up rebuying because I'm just so short now. They give you 25,000 in chips, and the blinds are 6, 12, and 12. So I mean, you potted it, it's like $5 grand, and you know, you get a couple callers, and there you go. Basically, we had it limped all the way around, and I'm in the small blind. I look at queen, 5, 5, 2 pair with the suit. That is a raising hand. However, with my stack, I'm wondering if I should just flat and see a flop, only because people call when they shouldn't. It is not profitable to limp call my pot size raise there. So I pot it, and I get 2 or 3 callers. I forget. I think it was 3 callers. I mean, just terrible, in my opinion. Flop comes king, jack, deuce. There's no flush draw on the board, and it gets checked to the guy who I saw bluff earlier. I just sat down and saw him bluff already, but just checked to him, and he pots it, and it would have put me all in. I already put in like half my stack at this point because it was like 10,000 free, and because I have 2 queens in my hands, I really can't put him on a straight draw or any kind of wrap. I could, but I block it. So, and if he has a king, I'm in bad shape. So I folded. Obviously, I'm calling with aces, but I had queens and I folded. I really thought about it too, because I thought maybe he had absolutely nothing or some lower pair bluffing. But because I blocked the straight draws, I ended up folding. Guess we'll see what happens. I'm super short now. I only got like 11,000. I only played the one hand. Definitely shouldn't have bought that second bullet. There's just no play left. It got limped around. It got limped to me in the small blind. Raising hand, I guess I could have raised, but nobody's folding at this table. I had 10, 9, 7, 6 with diamonds, and the flop comes 8, 7 of diamonds, 8, 7, 4 with 2 diamonds. So I flop a straight flush draw and a wrap because I have a 6, 10, 9, 6. 10, 9, 7, 6, yeah. So I had the wrap with the flush draw, and I hit the flush. But the guy called me with some garbage hand that had a queen high flush draw and hit the higher flush. So, I don't know. You know, these silly PLO tournaments, I explained where I should have taken spots before. But, I mean, the new table I went to went from just nobody folded pre. And because it was the other way, too. Nobody folds pre in PLO. So you just got to be cautious, and that's just the way the game goes. I don't know. That last bullet, I wouldn't have done anything different, except I shouldn't even bought that last bullet, to be honest. I'm the queen, 5 hand. Boy, I don't know. I could have just called that, too, and seen a flop. And, but, you know, you're so short right off the bat. Even if I had an extra 10,000 in chips, it would have only been like a little over a pot-sized bet. I mean, the guy was still probably calling with a queen high flush draw and nothing else going on. So, what are you going to do? Anyway, that was it for this little PLO segment. We'll see what we end up doing next. This place out. It's called the Tipsy Robot. You make whatever kind of drink you want here on the screen, and apparently that robot over there makes it for you. How about that? Alright, we're going to check this out here. Oh, there's the booker. I still miss the, people can't watch. I still miss the Rio. Rio was cooler.